Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about my Emotiva amp and show you some of the problems I'm having. Turns on and it fires up absolutely fine. Everything is working with it great. I've got a remote which I'm using to control the volume. However, the actual dial, once it loads up, we'll see it sets itself to last volume, but then it's just not changing volume. Oh, I got a little bit of it. There you go. I got a little bit out of it then, but it's just not really registering. It's really not picking up the, oh, there we go again. Yeah, so I'm getting a little bit there, but generally it's just not moving the way it should. And there we go, it's starting to work a bit. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can give it a clean out and service it a little bit, see if we can get it working back as good as new. Okay, so I've disconnected it now, and I'm just going to start by giving it a bit of a wipe over and a bit of a clean, and then I'll take the lid off and we'll have a look inside. I did look to see what the cost would be. That's a bit scratchy, yeah, to have it serviced, and if I was looking at getting it serviced at the place where I bought it, the audio shop, it's going to cost me about £50 just for them to look at it before they would even kind of, you know, prepare anything. So I think it'd just be a clean and a service, but still, you know, for the cost of just some contact cleaner and some air duster, I'm thinking it's going to be worth me just having a go myself and seeing if I can get it back working again. It's actually the first time taking it apart. I've had it for probably 5 years now, so I think it might be a good time to give it a good clean and good service. Let's see if this comes off. I remember one of the first videos I watched of this, of the amp before I bought it, Z reviews, and I remember him taking it apart. So interesting to see my side what it looks like. Don't come off as easy as I thought it would have done. There we go. Let's have a look. Obviously some of the large capacitors I need to be careful of. I don't want to be touching any of those. But so far, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah. So I'm going to start just by giving it a bit of a blow for the dust, and then move on to seeing if anything else needs good clean. It doesn't look too bad condition, to be fair, for 5 years. I've kept it as relatively clean. Okay, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. Right. So now I need to get into this volume control, which is going to be behind here. Get some contact cleaner in there. Okay, so I've given it a clean out, and I couldn't really get into the volume control. However, there's a little gap to the side, so I was able to get a little bit in there and just spray some of the contact cleaner in and give it a good dial. So I'm hoping that maybe that has done that. So I'm going to power it up without putting the case on. I know it's not the best way of doing it, but for testing we'll do it. We'll just be very careful not to get too close. Here we go. Okay, let's power up now and see. So before I was getting a little bit of movement for it once I gave it a bit of a dial, but then twist, but then it kind of went off. So let's just see, reset, and says at 34. And yeah, fantastic. That is going even at 0.5 of a dB change. So I'm more than happy with that. Potentially I was going to take that into the audio store, and it was going to cost me maybe 250 dirham, £50 to get that fixed. So I'm more than happy with that. That's done a great job. Fantastic. So yeah, that's how, if you've got a dial or a volume control on an amplifier or some similar component, using something like a contact cleaner and just try and get a bit of a spray in there, give it a good dial, give it a good twist, loosen off any dirt and grime. It seems to be back as working good as new. So a couple of other things as well, as I'm just putting this back together. At the back I've noticed that some of these are a little bit dirty now, so the connectors. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a clean of each of these connectors. And then the last thing is I've noticed, I've seen this on a few things before as well, on some of the metal casing here, I can see that there is a tiny little scratch. I'm just going to have a little go at trying to touch that up, literally just with a Sharpie. It's obviously purely just a superficial thing, but while I've got it out of my rack, I might as well give it a little touch up. Just should take away a little bit of that shine from the Sharpie, give it a bit of a matte finish. Brilliant, there we go.